What an honor for all of us to gather in this space for this most special occasion. As we come together, I invite you to join me in a spirit of prayer. Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible hid from our eyes, most blessed, most glorious, the Ancient of Days, almighty, victorious, thy great name we praise. We praise you, O God, as we gather on this glorious spring afternoon. It is a day of new beginnings as we celebrate this moment in the life of Cottey College and her new president, Dr. Stefanie Niles. Our hearts are grateful for all that brings us here, and our hearts are filled with hope for all that is to come. We thank you, God, for the vision, courage, tenacity, and conviction of Virginia Alice Cottey, who imagined an institution that would educate young women for whom this life-changing experience was not available, and who, with the benefit of higher learning, would be prepared to make a difference in the world. We thank you for the tens of thousands of women in the Sisterhood of PEO who have embraced her vision and whose support is evident all around us today, both in the structures that define the physical campus and in the lives of the students who benefit from the Cottey experience. We thank you for those countless people, some known and many unknown, who have devoted their lives, their resources, and their wisdom to sustaining the Cottey mission and building the institution we celebrate today. We thank you for the legacy that has made Cottey College a tower of strength for generations of women, and we look forward today to a future that is filled with promise. As we look forward, we thank you, God, for the leadership of Dr. Stefanie Niles. We pray that you would shower her with the blessings of leadership that will carry Cottey into a new season of abundance that nourishes both the college and the society it serves. Give to Dr. Niles the wisdom to lead with clarity and vision. Give to Dr. Niles the courage to lead with conviction and resilience. Give to Dr. Niles the compassion to lead with an empathetic heart and a warm embrace. Give to Dr. Niles the patience to lead with care and the resolve to lead for results. Bless Chris and all of their family as they support her in leadership and, more importantly, in all of her life. Bless those who work with her, faculty, staff, trustees, colleagues, supporting her, encouraging her, gently nudging her, and, when necessary, offering her a different view. Bless the Sisterhood of PEO in all of its work, and especially in its commitment to Cottey College. Bless Cottey's students who today fulfill the vision of Virginia Alice Cottey and who in the future will take their turn changing the world as a result of their time on this campus. And finally, O God, bless this occasion and all who are gathered here today. Be with us now in this place and in all the days to come, immortal, invisible, God only wise. Amen.
The years at the spring the years at the spring, and days at the morn, the larks on the wing, the snails on the thorn. God's in his hand, God's in his hand, who's right with the world.
My mother found this poem by Kansas City native James Dillett Freeman in a Cottey newsletter from 1997 and felt that it had great significance today. You Have to Dream the Dream by James Dillett Freeman. You have to make a wish before it can come true. You have to dream the dream before a dream can work for you. If you would gain an end, you have to make a start. To have the work in hand, you have to have it first in heart. You have to sow a seed before you reap a crop. You have to make a climb if you would reach the top. There is an ancient law, as simple as can be. You have to know the truth before the truth can make you free. Thank you.
As chair of the Cottey College Board of Trustees, it is truly a privilege to welcome all of you to this investiture ceremony and inaugural celebration. Today, we honor both Cottey College and its 13th president, Dr. Stefanie D. Niles. The breadth of excitement, optimism, and hope associated with the inauguration of a president is illustrated by the presence of so many people here today. Dr. Niles' family and friends, students, faculty, staff, alumni, past and present members of the Cottey College Board of Trustees, members of the PEO Sisterhood, including past presidents of International Chapter, the Executive Board of International Chapter, members of the Nevada community, and distinguished guests. This event, and all that it stands for, prompts each of us to pause and reflect on the rich history and traditions of the college. From the founding of the college in 1884 to the PEO Sisterhood's acceptance of the gift of the college from Virginia Alice Cottey in 1927, providing an exceptional education to women in an ever-changing world is the commitment shared by all of us attending this special occasion. With that history as the foundation, today we celebrate Dr. Niles as she leads Cottey into a bright future, shaping the vision for this remarkable institution. Welcome, everyone, as we commemorate Cottey's 13th president, Dr. Stefanie Niles.
Trustees, faculty and staff, students, and honored guests, it is a great pleasure to celebrate with you this afternoon. The inauguration of Stefanie Niles as the 13th president of Cottey College is a momentous occasion. Cottey has a long-standing tradition of excellence in education, and your new president brings a wealth of expertise and experience to her new role as your president. Although I'd not had the opportunity to visit your campus in person until now, I have had the privilege of knowing Cottey from afar for almost 25 years. First, through the eyes of my mother, and then through the perspectives of President Niles and some of her predecessors. As a PEO member, my mother often talks with such pride about Cottey, about the scholarships PEO awards to deserving students, and about her love of her PEO sisters. At national meetings of the Women's College presidents over the last 20-plus years, I got to know some of your past presidents, and my respect for Cottey only grew. At a time when many women's colleges struggled with declining enrollment and other issues, Cottey successfully made the bold move from being a 2-year institution to becoming a 4-year women's college. You understand, as Forbes magazine has said, if you want your daughter to be in the C-suite, then send her to a women's college. At Cottey and every other women's college, women lead student government and every other organization, not just occasionally, but every year. Intercollegiate sports are only about the women's teams. Women, not men, answer every question and dominate every discussion in the classroom. As I first learned when I encountered women's education for the first time, the best preparation for living a meaningful and productive life is gaining the confidence, leadership training, and self-knowledge that comes with a women's college education. And despite the progress being made in our nation, with more equal representation in our boardrooms and in the halls of Congress, we still need more women at the table. And Cottey is preparing Cottey students to be among those leaders. Not only that, but you are the only non-sectarian college in the nation owned and supported by women for women. You are all about women for women. Similarly, at a time when many liberal arts colleges were struggling to explain how their missions were relevant, Cottey boldly implemented a new curriculum combining the best of liberal arts education and career preparation with a keen focus on leadership, global awareness, and social responsibility. Here you prepare students to think creatively and critically, to communicate effectively, to analyze data, solve problems, and to work in teams. The very qualities today's employers are seeking. You understand that students thrive in a close-knit learning community that is inclusive, supportive, and welcoming, and which encourages collaboration and connectedness. But you go even further by helping Cottey students excel, not only as learners, but as leaders and socially responsible global citizens. Indeed, the last few years have not been easy ones. A time that included a global pandemic, racial reckoning, war and growing international tensions, and economic uncertainty. We live during an era of tremendous global change as we experience advances in technology and are introduced to artificial intelligence. As we struggle to fulfill the promise of our democracy and to fulfill our responsibility as global citizens. As we grapple with what racial and economic justice really mean, and confront the fragility of our planet and ecosystem. The educational institutions that will thrive in this environment will be the ones with a clear sense of mission, led by able leaders who face the reality of our times and are not afraid to change. Cottey is such an institution, and President Niles is such a president. When we hired Stefanie Niles to lead enrollment at Hollins, I will never forget calling one of her references, Bob Bottoms, the recently retired president of DePaul University, who said to me simply, "Hire her." I did. And that was one of the best decisions I have ever made. And I congratulate the Cottey board on doing the same thing. Our times require courageous leaders like Stefanie Niles, who will work tirelessly on your behalf. Stefanie understands the complex issues facing higher education today. She confronts challenges fearlessly and asks the difficult questions that need to be asked, actually listens to the answers, and then works with others toward accomplishing a goal or solving a problem. Determined to succeed, she brings intelligence, strategic thinking, problem-solving abilities, a willingness to change and lead change when needed, and an open mind, a big heart, and an indefatigable work ethic. And she fully embraces and already loves the Cottey mission and sees the huge potential of Cottey College, and that will be the anchor for her leadership. Cottey has selected the right leader for these times. With Dr. Helms at the helm, I have no doubt that Cottey will flourish and achieve even greater success. For over 140 years, Cottey has lived into a commitment to provide students with the skills and knowledge they need to excel in their chosen fields and make a positive impact in the world. Under President Niles' leadership, your commitment to excellence will only grow stronger, and Cottey will reach even greater heights. To your new president, I offer my heartfelt congratulations and very, very best wishes.
Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to bring greetings from our great city. Cottey College has been a welcome partner with our city for a very, very long time. We welcome Dr. Niles to Cottey College and our city with open arms. Dr. Niles is already working to strengthen our relationship with Cottey College, and we want to be here to support her in any way that we can. We value our relationship with Cottey College and the endeavors to prosper and grow. Cottey students are a hidden treasure in our city. It's amazing the number of Foreman students that I have met and chosen to live here. Welcome, Dr. Niles.
Members of the Cottey community, esteemed guests, and Dr. Niles, I have the privilege of standing before you to represent Cottey Student Government Association and all student organizations across campus. Student Government Association is the official voice of our Cottey student body. Our organization's purpose is to recommend enactment of regulations necessary for functioning of our student body and contribute to the enhancement of social and intellectual life of students on our campus. On behalf of Cottey students, I bring greetings of warmth, energy, and gratitude. Cottey students represent a diverse background of identities, perspectives, and values, all while contributing to a campus community that celebrates lifelong learning, leadership, and connection. Cottey students are driven to success with the support and resources of our institution, and for that, we are all exceptionally grateful. Dr. Niles, students are inspired by your hands-on leadership, willingness to listen to and understand our student needs, and your consistent engagement and participation in our student events. Your support for Cottey students and their endeavors is seen through word and deed, and we believe that your leadership will serve Cottey's growth for many years to come. On behalf of Cottey Student Government Association, the Cottey Senior Class, and all student organizations across campus, we present Dr. Niles with a duck jacket, complete with pins representing various student groups across campus. The duck jacket, or DJ, is worn by upperclassmen second year and above to traditions on campus, and we welcome you to our traditions, Dr. Niles. Our DJ represents community, appreciation, and recognition of Dr. Niles as an active and enthusiastic supporter of student life on campus. Dr. Niles, we present you with the duck jacket.
Members of the campus community, distinguished guests, and Dr. Niles. The Cottey College Alumni Association represents more than 10,000 alumni, and I am honored to represent all of them today. On behalf of Cottey alumni, I bring greetings with appreciation, respect, and enthusiasm. Our alumni are living around the world, making valuable contributions to society as entrepreneurs, physicians, artists, educators, designers, administrators, and community leaders. We are very proud of this institution. As graduates of Cottey College, our lives have been inspired and enriched by our experiences on this campus. We feel privileged to have been students and equally privileged to be alumni of this institution. Dr. Niles, we are encouraged by your efforts to embrace Cottey students and our campus traditions while examining new and inventive ways to provide women with the finest liberal arts and sciences education in the world. We see the intellect, the sense of purpose, and the passion. We see the courage to lead Cottey College to the next level. We believe in your leadership and its ability to take this college forward. Today, we honor the signing of the Cottey Book, a Cottey tradition that originated with the class of 1935. Their signatures and those of every class of students since then may be found in the Cottey Book. Dr. Niles, please accept this book as a symbol of our support and good wishes for your presidency.
Dr. Niles, it is my honor and privilege to bring greetings on behalf of the staff at Cottey College. In April of 1981, I was a senior at Nevada High School and unsure of my future. At the recommendation of one of my instructors who knew of a part-time position in the community, I found myself in my first job interview sitting across the desk from Dr. Evelyn Milam, president of Cottey College. Some of you may have known Dr. Milam. Others have undoubtedly heard stories. It was intimidating. A few days later, I received a phone call from Dr. Milam offering me a full-time position instead of the part-time one for which I had interviewed. It was an amazing opportunity to become part of Cottey's talented, dedicated, and hardworking staff who apply their skills, knowledge, and training every day to foster and promote academic excellence, personal growth as individuals and as leaders, and a sense of pride in community. Cottey is a unique place full of traditions that provides a bond between the past and the present. Just as all new students receive a daisy to begin their Cottey journey, we present you with this basket of daisies as you begin your journey as the 13th president of Cottey College. On behalf of the staff who work tirelessly to provide meals, maintain the campus, and support the academic and administrative functions, we look forward to your leadership and promise our commitment and teamwork to help you fulfill your vision for the future of our college.
Good afternoon. Dr. Niles, on behalf of all of the faculty, I would like to present you with the Presidential Mace. I'm not picking it up. And welcome you to Cottey College. Since your arrival on campus in July 2022, we have been impressed by your vitality and your willingness to take part in everything this campus has to offer. We also admire your kindness and your thoughtfulness in times of change or crisis. In such a short time, you have set an example for us all. I want to quote something I recently read from David Goggins. Setting an example through action rather than words will always be the most potent form of leadership, and it's available to all of us. The best way to lead a group is to simply live the example and show your team or classmates through dedication, effort, performance, and results what is truly possible. Dr. Niles, I speak for all of the faculty when I say that we can't wait to see what will be possible with you. Again, welcome to Cottey College.
I've got an itching on the tips of my fingers. I've got a boiling in the back of my brain. I've got a hunger burning inside me, cannot be denied. I've got a feeling that the Father who made us, when he was kindling the pulse in my veins, he left a tiny spark of that fire smoldering inside. The spark of creation is flickering within me. The spark of creation is blazing in my blood. A bit of the fire that lit up the stars that breathed life into the mud. The first inspiration, the spark of creation. I see a mountain and I want to climb it. I see a river and I want to leave shore. Where there was nothing, let there be something, something made by me. There are worlds waiting for me to invent them. There are worlds waiting for me to explore. I am an echo of the eternal cry of let there be the spark of creation, burning bright within me. The spark of creation won't let me rest at all until I discover or build or uncover a thing that I can call my celebration, the spark of creation, the spark of creation, may it burn forever, the spark of creation. I am a keeper of the flame. We think all we want is a lifetime of leisure, each perfect day the same, an endless vacation. Well, that's alright if you're a kind of crustacean, but when you're born with an imagination, sooner or later you're feeling the fire get hotter and higher, the spark of creation.
Good afternoon, and that is hard to follow. Dr. Stefanie D. Niles. Dr. Niles, on behalf of International Chapter of the PEO Sisterhood, it is my honor and distinct pleasure to confer upon you this special medallion. Medals have been used to honor and to commemorate important events and also individual achievements for centuries. Presidents of institutions of higher education are often presented with medallions that represent the authority of the president, and they are worn on formal ceremonies and occasions when the president is officially representing the college. In honor of the college's centennial celebration back in 1984, the Cottey College Board of Trustees commissioned the Cottey Seal, which is featured on the medallion. This current presidential medallion, which is a gift from International Chapter of the PEO Sisterhood, is cast in bronze. It is attached to a hand-woven silk collar that was created by Jean Rice Whitworth, Cottey Class of '75, and a member of PEO Chapter DW here in Nevada. As the 13th president of Cottey College, Dr. Niles, please wear this symbol to signify your position as president of this fine institution, and know that it is conferred upon you with the support of the PEO Sisterhood and our best wishes for your endeavors as you lead our college forward.
Greetings to all, and thank you so much for being here today. I'm honored and humbled to have the opportunity to be inaugurated as Cottey's 13th president, and to do so as part of our Founders Weekend celebration. I'm particularly grateful to all of the Cottey alumni who took the time to join for this ceremony. I want to thank members of the Board of Trustees, our Cottey College Alumni Association, and the Executive Board of the International Chapter of the PEO Sisterhood for your dedication and support of the college. I owe a special thank you to the members of the Presidential Search Committee, and particularly the chair of that committee, Grace Chalker, who is also a former chair of Cottey's Board of Trustees. Grace, could you stand? I am very grateful to all of the speakers who brought messages from our faculty, students, staff, and the Nevada community, and the members of those groups who are here as well. To Nancy Gray and Rock Jones, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here this weekend. I am endlessly grateful to both of you for all of your support, particularly during the last 9 months, though that's really only the tip of the iceberg. I'm not sure that I would be here today without your belief in me and your willingness to encourage and to support my work. Thank you to my good friends and family who are here today, especially my parents, Jean and Dudley Davis, my sister, Kate Murphy, my children, Parker and Alexa, and my husband, Chris. Chris has uprooted himself multiple times to allow me to have the experiences and to build the skills that have culminated in this terrific opportunity at this critical moment here at Cottey. I'm exceedingly grateful to be on this journey with him. I also want to acknowledge Cottey's 12th president, who is here today, Dr. Jan Weitzel. Dr. Weitzel, can you please stand? Because of her devotion, energy, and dogged commitment to this fine institution and that of our predecessors, Cottey's foundation is strong. Cottey's presidents led this college, as I am doing now, enhancing the foundation led by their predecessors, dating all the way back to our founder, Virginia Alice Cottey, who we celebrate this weekend, our Founders Day weekend. I have always been an individual who believes that to understand where we are going, we must first know and appreciate where we have been. Cottey's history is so unique, and so is the impact Cottey has had, including on the lives of generations of women, and its distinctive position today in the landscape of American higher education. As many of you know, our founder, Virginia Alice Cottey, built her college to educate women at a time when those opportunities were less than plentiful. A Cottey promotional brochure from 1935 stated, "More than half a century ago, a woman had a dream. She dreamed of a school where young women could learn to live fully and wisely and graciously." And the dream came to fruition. Cottey grew quickly in the late 1800s and the early 1900s. One article I read shared that so many students came from Oklahoma and Colorado that special train coaches were designated for the purpose of bringing them here to Nevada. As Virginia Alice Cottey, known to many as Mrs. Stockard, after her marriage in 1890, grew older, the future of her college weighed heavily on her. She was unable to meet her goal of raising an endowment of $100,000, the equivalent of about $1.7 million today, as she had attempted to do, and her efforts to give the college to the city of Nevada and the Methodist Church were not successful. But Mrs. Stockard became a member of the PEO Sisterhood in 1926 and immediately felt a strong connection to the organization's mission. I know many, but maybe not all here today, are aware of the PEO Sisterhood as an important organization which started in 1869 by 7 young women at Iowa Wesleyan University and evolved to become the nonprofit organization it is today, with its philanthropic mission to support the education of women. In 1927, Mrs. Stockard gifted her college to the PEO Sisterhood. 1926, Cottey graduate Louise Jackson said of this action, "She became the only woman ever who could, by merely signing her name to a deed, give away an entire college with a valuation approaching $500,000 gold-backed uninflated dollars. During the PEO convention in which she gave away her college, the Chicago papers spoke of the college as the only self-built college in the world." The early years of this partnership, however, were not easy. Financial resources were strained, and for this reason, in 1932, all grades below the 2-year college program were eliminated. However, as Cottey moved into its second 50 years and the economic situation in our country improved, so did that of the college. In the fall of 1940, an ambitious plan for growth began, and a goal was set to grow and enroll 300 students. In the mid-1940s, another important decision was made when the leadership of the college eliminated vocational coursework to focus on the liberal arts. The 1950s saw the college offer scholarships to international students and begin to establish its reputation as the College of World Friendship. In the 1960s and 70s, as women's colleges began to falter in favor of co-educational enrollments, Cottey held fast to its commitment to educate women by strengthening its financial base, improving facilities, and enhancing the curriculum. In 2000, Cottey started the International Experience, providing students with an overseas educational tour during spring break. Further enhancements were introduced in 2011 with the expansion of the academic program, offering 4-year baccalaureate degrees. Other important components of the Cottey experience, such as sweet living, athletics, and traditions, have evolved over time but continue today. And of great importance, Cottey's relationship with the PEO sisterhood remains at the core of the institution, providing support in many critical ways. I have taken you on this stroll through Cottey's past to pay homage to our founders, our history, and the journey that has brought us to our present day. In moments of challenge and change, when times seem difficult, it can be helpful to remember that trials have been present throughout Cottey's history, given changing economic, political, and educational trends, but opportunities exist to navigate through them. As I heard a speaker at a conference say once, it is important to remember in times like these that there have always been times like these. While the specific circumstances fluctuate, change and challenge remain constants. However, so does opportunity. So how do we, as a small, rural, liberal arts and sciences college for women, address the higher education challenges of today? How can we ensure that our students have the best possible preparation to thrive and have impact, as well as to find engagement, meaning, and fulfillment in a rapidly changing world? How do we as an institution navigate inflation, financial market surges, and the growing sense among so many in our nation that a college education is not important? How do we plan for and withstand a projected drop in college enrollments nationwide as the result of population trends? How do we make sure that we as a college, as well as our students, are prepared for escalating technical demands and the risks associated with those demands, as well as market demand for more career-oriented programs? I believe we can find the answers to these difficult questions, among others, in these 3 words: innovation, evolution, and transformation. I want to spend just a few minutes reflecting on each. Innovation is a word much discussed in higher education and at Cottey, and for good reason. Harkening back to our earliest days, Virginia Alice Cottey was innovative when she sought a location for her school, a school to provide an education for women not offered in this part of the country, funds to build the first building, and set out to design the curriculum. So too today, we must innovate. We must consider how to utilize the tools we have, how to take advantage of new opportunities, and how to effectively employ and design the educational experience to give our students the tools for success. An ancient Chinese proverb says, "When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills." We must foster an environment where new ideas are embraced, explored, pursued, and given the chance to take root and blossom. However, while being innovative, we can also remain true to our core values. Cottey's 3 primary educational tenets are leadership, global awareness, and social responsibility. These values have been and remain highly relevant in today's complex environment. Our faculty do an excellent job incorporating these tenets into the curriculum, and they are promoted through co-curricular options such as the International Experience and programs offered through the Saren Betts Institute. However, I know that we can enhance these experiences to further ensure that a Cottey education is infused with these values. I would challenge all of us at Cottey to consider new and more distinctive ways to integrate these important principles into our curricular and co-curricular offerings. As another example of Cottey's potential for innovation, I believe we must determine how we can use our lovely campus during the summer months. There have been programs on campus in the past, but the campus is underutilized during the times when our students are off campus. Now, one might question whether this dilemma is important enough to cite in this moment, yet I think it's an incredible opening for innovation at Cottey. We think a great deal about how to use the campus during the academic year, but during the summer, this asset sits largely vacant. What new prospects can we explore to find ways to put the campus to use? Are there summer academic programs that our students can pursue? Can we raise Cottey's profile to external populations while they take advantage of the physical space during the summer? I believe with effort and focus, we can be innovative in this endeavor and in others, just like we have done many times over the years. The second word I mentioned was evolution. Cottey has evolved tremendously since 1884. From the population it serves, to its size, to its ownership by PEO, to the number and types of academic programs and degrees offered, and so much more. Cottey has reinvented itself in the face of a changing landscape. Technology has been a significant part of that change. Technology enriches the student learning experience, broadens their networks, and offers exposure to new material. Technology has redesigned the educational environment in many ways. Perhaps Cottey can evolve even further as we consider how we might use technology to both make the Cottey experience available to more students and give our own students expanded access through new resources. During the fall months, when I conducted listening sessions and talked with many students, I heard over and over again that students love the educational experience at Cottey, but want more choices in their classes. Technology may be the key. Can we expand our academic offerings through collaborative, perhaps online coursework, while at the same time retaining our high-touch, in-person residential college experience? I believe we can, and we may be better for the wider array of experiences we could offer to our students. We must be prepared to try and fail and try again to find the ways that Cottey and our students can leave their mark on the world. A few weeks ago, I saw a statistic that indicated 25% of all Cottey students complete an internship each year, and in the most recent graduating class, 52% of students had completed an internship. I'm so pleased that many Cottey students intentionally seek an experience during their years at Cottey that can prepare them for the work that will follow their graduation. But given the competitive landscape into which our students graduate, I don't believe that's enough. I'd like every Cottey graduate to say that they were able to apply the important skills they gained in the classroom in professional settings, translating theoretical knowledge into practical experience. Student and parent expectations have evolved over the years, and getting a job is now the primary reason students say they go to college. At Cottey, we want students to find their voices and discover their passions while preparing themselves for personal and professional success. Cottey is small enough that we should be able to say that every student graduates with applicable experience to help them chart their path. I also believe we can evolve further through athletics. Cottey has a long history promoting physical activity, but our participation in formal athletic competition is largely limited to the last 25 years. Our campus community continues to evolve with the presence of student athletes, changing how we support and engage them, both academically and athletically. I have seen our athletes model two of Cottey's educational tenets exceptionally well: social responsibility through their commitment to service, and leadership, both on and off the field or court. I believe we can expand our athletic programs, allowing Cottey to engage with students who will benefit from our distinctive educational setting while participating in the sport they love. Now let's turn to transformation. Higher education is in the business of transformation. The experiences we offer students should allow them to grow, to learn, to develop new skills, and to position themselves on the pathway to who they might become. Of course, this already happens every day at Cottey. Faculty engage students in discussions that encourage new ideas. Students absorb perspectives from those whose backgrounds and cultures are different than their own. Staff members support and encourage involvement and leadership. Students come to Cottey with values and priorities that evolve and change as they wrestle with new concepts and problems to solve. Cottey students are also transformed by the relationships they formed and the community in which they live. I have shared with some that one of my very favorite days at Cottey this year was September 9th, the day that Cottey hosted a cross-country meet for Nevada middle and high school students and area competitors and college competitors for both women's and men's races. I was struck by the way the Cottey community came together in support of that large-scale competition. Athletes from all of Cottey's athletic teams were mapping out the courses, passing out water bottles, running errands on golf carts, and helping runners across the finish line on that very hot day. Athletes and non-athletes alike showed up to cheer on the competitors. There was such a feeling of camaraderie, of community, and of spirited support. I have seen that same strong sense of community at numerous times, but perhaps most powerfully in late February, when the Cottey community came together to mourn the passing of senior Ella Page. Not only did I see the strength of the bonds between students and between students, faculty, and staff, but the powerful connections of alumni and PEO communities who reached out to Cottey and offered their support. I also saw Cottey and PEO sisters show up for Cottey graduate Shell Page, Ella's mom, at her funeral in Minneapolis. While it was an awful tragedy that brought so many Cottey and PEO sisters together, it was a remarkable demonstration of the powerful connections Cottey graduates maintain that are tremendously affirming and truly transformational. Best-selling author and 1951 Cottey graduate Marilyn Harris Springer said at her 30-year reunion, "I believe that the most important legacy that Cottey gave to us is a sense of it being our turn. And that's what brought us back here today, that sense of uniqueness, of being necessary, of somehow in all the chaos, confusion, and randomness of life, being able and capable of making a difference. For that gift, we should be eternally grateful." In the coming months, I look forward to working closely with the Cottey board and with each of you, students, faculty, staff, and alumni, to imagine, craft, and implement a suite of initiatives that will enable Cottey to innovate, to evolve, and ultimately, as well as carefully, to transform. As we pause to celebrate a moment of transition and possibility, I want to conclude my remarks on the same note on which I began them, a note of gratitude. I am grateful for the chance to lead Cottey into the future. My goal as president of this exceptional college is to ensure that our graduates feel that they have the tools and preparation, the connections, the sense of empowerment, and the resilience to make a difference in the lives of others. All of us here at Cottey have a shared responsibility and a tremendous opportunity to advance Virginia Alice Cottey's mission, further securing her legacy, while capitalizing on innovative new experiences to enable our students to grow and thrive. Together, we will take our turn to further these aspirations. Thank you again for joining us today as we celebrate Cottey's very bright future. Thank you.
Please join in singing the Alma Mater. The words to the Alma Mater can be found on the inside of the back cover of your program. Hail to thee, our alma mater. Hail to thee, our Cottey dear. Our big and bright, thy holy
as our time together comes to an end, we acknowledge the presence of the one who, by the power at work within us, is able to accomplish abundantly far more than all we can ask or imagine. The one who is able to keep us from falling and to make us stand without blemish. In the presence of this one, the immortal, invisible, God only wise, we celebrate the inauguration of President Stefanie Niles. And with President Niles, we go forward to do the work to which we have been called. With President Niles, we affirm the legacy of history, and we embrace a future defined by innovation, evolution, and transformation. Let us go forward as beacons of hope for the future of Cottey College and for a world enriched by the students whose lives are shaped through an education cultivated on this campus. Go forward with purpose, strength, vision, and truth. As you go forward, may those for whom life is fragile find in you a source of strength. May those for whom wisdom is fleeting find in you the benefit of curiosity and new learning. And may those for whom love is a stranger find in you a generous friend. Go forth in peace to love and to serve in all that you do. Amen.
Thank you all again for joining in this wonderful celebration. Please remain standing or seated where you are until the platform party recesses. The platform party will be followed by the first row, continuing with each row by ascension. I would like to remind you that there is a celebration immediately following across the street in the lower level of the chapel, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you all again.